ready for Alya then. All right.
Let's see here. Wait, can everybody see my screen? Okay, cool. All right. So, hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alya, and today I'll be presenting about Gamad music and dance from West Sumatra, Indonesia. At the beginning of the semester, we learned about Balinese gamelan from Bali. So today I'll be discussing a different Indonesian musical genre from a different island. So as many of you know, Indonesia consists of many islands, all with different cultures. The same goes to say for the island of Sumatra, where each province in Indonesia has its own subculture and dialect, creating a diverse and multicultural island. This is the island of Sumatra, and the province West Sumatra is highlighted in red. Along with Islam's influence on the country, Indonesia consists of the largest Muslim population in the world. The province of West Sumatra sparked many different styles and genres of music, dance, and martial arts, shaped by Islamic teaching. Geographically, West Sumatra is located on the coast of the Indian Ocean, as right here, allowing for a blend of cultures from other places to fuse in with West Sumatra culture. One well-known style of West Sumatra culture is most known as Gamad. To define Gamad, it is one of the types of West Sumatra music and dance centered around the idea of young adults meeting and finding love. The roots of Gamad music date back to the time of the Portuguese trading contact with the west coast of Sumatra through their seaports in the 16th and 17th centuries. This was actually how Islam spread to Indonesia through Arab traders entering West Sumatran ports. Gamad also adopts Malay styles as well, since Malaysia is relatively close. Thus, for my thesis, I examined Gamad music through the lens of Merriam's model, as you all know, to show how conducting fieldwork will shed light on traditional music and dance that stem from the use of Western instruments in Gamad. So, for the music aspect, Gamad music is a combination of both vocals and instrumentals. The main instruments include an accordion, violin, drums, bass or guitar, and occasionally the saxophone. The musicians tend to have some experience with Western instruments, but don't need to be classically trained and should be accustomed to each Western instrument's tunings. The feeling of the music has two variations of slow and fast songs. Typical West Sumatra traditions incorporate stories and storytelling, which is also prevalent in Gamad music. Slower tempos in Gamad music represent the early stages of couples meeting and getting to know each other, while the faster tempos represent the joy and excitement of young couples meeting. One thing to note is that Gamad musicians learn to play by ear and rarely use sheet music for notations. This is a common practice of listening by ear, something that occurs often in many traditional Indonesian musical styles. And the music examples that I've chosen, they're mainly highlighting the accordion and violin, so I think it's important to pay attention to those two instruments. Example. In Gamad dance, dancers have assigned roles as the dancers are designed for couples to tell a story about, being young and falling in love. Within the gender roles, Men usually dance in a sophisticated manner, portraying themselves as gentlemen, whereas women dance in a soft-like manner, portraying themselves as feminine and elegant. In the couples dance, men would move their bodies slightly differently than the females to represent their masculinity. A handkerchief is a main aspect of Gamad music and dance, as it signifies an invitation to dance within Islamic rules. Since within Islam, it prohibits males and females from touching each other before marriage. So with the handkerchief symbolism, young couples are able to connect and fall in love without putting their hands on each other. In terms of costuming, females wear long dresses, can cover their hair with a long scarf, or in the pictures they usually just have their hair in a bun. And men wear long sleeve shirts, a cloth wrapped around their thighs, shown here, and long pants and a hat that is typically associated and worn with Indonesian Muslim men. Black hat right here, and it's called a penti. Gamad music and dance can be performed both in formal or casual settings, which is why I would argue that Gamad music and dance as both presentational and participatory performances, depending on the context and how it is chosen to be performed. In the next couple of slides, you'll see how Gamad can be performed in both types of performances. So in the early stages of Gamad music and dance, the dance movements and the musicians would play spontaneously without any formal musical structure. Participatory performances of Gamad music are still performed today, shown here, usually in smaller, more private settings. The example I've chosen is one from a small traditional village wedding where they often have a band up to perform Gamad music. In participatory Gamad performances, the dancing doesn't always need to be between a female and a male. The dancers in this video are actually all male, and they're just socializing through listening to the Gamad music. So as you could tell, very wholesome. The guests are dancing to music spontaneously without any formal choreography. And so for the presentational example, as Gamad music grew and became more popular, an official setting for performances on stages and festivals occurred. In more recent years, Gamad music has adapted to become a type of presentational performance. In this video, females and males are dancing together using a long scarf or shawl instead of a handkerchief. This dance here is called tari selendang, or literally the scarf dance. I actually performed this dance as well, and it's one of my favorite dances. So music-wise, you can really hear the accordion as like the melody and the drums are playing consistently in the background. Compared to the participatory Gamad performances, presentational Gamad dances have more step variations and step choreography. In In the video, eye contact is used where the male and female will dance far apart from each other, but still maintain eye contact. The dancers in this video generally kept their distance. There was a small part, I don't know if you all can tell, but they touched hands for a bit. But even then, the females covered their hands with their scarves, so technically they were able to connect within Islamic regulations. So overall, Gamad music and dance require further fieldwork due to its lack of research, not only within Indonesia, but outside of Indonesia as well. There's a deep understanding of preserving West Sumatran culture among its people. Being of West Sumatran descent myself, I personally know how to play Gamad music on my violin as well as dance to Gamad couples dances, which is why I like to preserve the culture my ancestors have practiced as well. Recently, cities in West Sumatra have started to create orchestras specializing in Gamad music. The video example I have here is from the Indonesia Art Institute of Padang Panjang, West Sumatra, or ISI Padang Panjang, that have incorporated Gamad music in their orchestra. I was actually very fortunate enough to visit a couple times in Indonesia and learn from one of the professors there on how to play Gamad music on my violin. The university has traveled to Washington, D.C. as well, where I saw them perform at the Smithsonian in 2013. The university definitely takes credit for my interest in playing Gamad music. In the video, there were moments where the musicians signaled the vocalist who to sing by playing like a recognizable sound to lead her in, which is what makes Gamad music so unique. Gamad music has potential to be used in a lot of orchestras, since Gamad already uses Western instruments. Instead of playing by ear memorization, music sheets can be created to adapt to the Western vocals practices, similarly to what the orchestra has already done here. Additionally, the majority of research done on Gamad music and dances are in Bahasa Indonesia limited and spread to different regions of the world. I actually found this issue as well when I was doing research. Additionally, the majority of research done on Gamad music and culture should be made in English, which is why I like to continue this fieldwork. To end it off, culture unites the West Sumatran society, so if Gamad continues to strive inside and outside of the country, the people of West Sumatra will be united and connected with others who